Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for choosing our show. Ladies and gentlemen, recently President William Samoei Ruto broadened the broad-based government. He expanded it by appointing people from mainly, as it is believed, Uhuru camp. Mount Kenya really benefited because they got over 7 positions that were added to them, including the former cabinet secretaries who were dropped but given the ambassadorial positions. Now, William Ruto was doing this and he explained that this is in a bid to unite the country. But those appointments have really divided the country further than uniting the country. First, it was the ODM that had thought they would be given the position of the Interior Cabinet Secretary. They had said it themselves, those are not my words. They had said, if you listen to Pondo Kaluma, if you listen to Robert Alai, they were saying they stabilized the government and therefore they wanted that Interior Cabinet Secretary. They wanted more principal secretaries because they killed the Gen Z's protest. They were at the front line in kicking Rigathi, and they thought the government now was theirs. They never realized that they were just welcomed into a government that was not theirs. Now, the other group that is equally annoyed is the Mount Kenya East. You know, William Ruto engineered intentionally a division in Mount Kenya when he divided Mount Kenya into Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. And when he kicked out Rigathi Gachagua, he gave Mount Kenya East the position of the deputy president to replace Rigathi Gachagua, thinking that Mount Kenya East would easily embrace this government and that they would reject Rigathi Gachagua. That mission has flopped and it has really backfired. That is why William Ruto is trying to give more positions to Mount Kenya to try and compensate for the loss of Rigathi Gachagua. Now, funnily enough, Mount Kenya is saying we are not boarding, we have moved on. Now, Mount Kenya East feels that they have been also betrayed. They are being taken for granted. They don't feel they are worthy of being in the country because they are saying when the appointments were made, most, in fact, all of them, there's this Kembi Gitura or somebody, I think it's Meru or an Embu. Mount Kenya East is saying they were forgotten and it is like their position is missing in the map of Kenya. And they are telling William Ruto that when we looked at those appointments, you forgot about us. In fact, it is like when William Ruto gave them the position of the deputy president, that was all, and William Ruto thought they would be quiet. Before I give you this video where they are led by Kiraitu Murungi and they're complaining, I want to ask you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, please like and share our videos because that goes a long way in helping promote the channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. To all our returning subscribers, thank you very much for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, even before we watch Kiraitu Murungi, I want you to hear what William Ruto once said about the Meru people and their loyalty.
Kwamba Meru ni watu wa kuaminika kiasi ya kwamba unaweza kumtuma kama umekosana na mtu, unamwambia hebu nikatie huyo mtu, na atachukua panga na mkate alafu akuulize baadaye alikuwa amekosa kitu gani. That is the level of loyalty yenye iko kwa watu wa Meru County hii.
I have played for you that short clip because it just gives you how William Ruto views the Meru people. That is what he thinks of Meru. That they have been given this position of the deputy president, and therefore it won't matter to them even if all the other tribes are given more positions. To them, they will be very satisfied with that one position. And this is Kiraitu Murungi warning William Ruto that we are going to sit down and bring all the stakeholders, then we will decide the way to go politically.
Our problem is just this. How come Meru has disappeared from the national map of Kenya? How come Meru has disappeared from the political map of Kenya? We are number 5, actually number 4, in providing the multitude of votes for any government. Our people are not happy. They are saying even if no minister was appointed, even an ambassador, how come even no ambassador has been appointed in this group? We are saying the Meru people are tired from being taken for granted. Meru people do not to be political nomads anymore. Meru people want to be treated equally with other people, with the other ethnic blocks, because we have a right to be in this country just like the Kikuyus have a right. We have a right to be in this country just like the Luos have a right, and we have a right to be in this country just like Kalenjins, have also a right to be there. So we are not asking to be favored more than the others, but what we are against is being discriminated against. We have all voted correctly. Our people are actually surprised that President Ruto seems to have forgotten them so quickly. So, reminded about the old story, which we have always complained about the cat and dog politics in Meru. When you want to hunt, you look for a dog, get into the forest with it, you kill an animal together, but once the animal is killed, the dog will chase it away. And even after the meat has been served and eaten by others, the dog is chased away with the bones, and the soft meat is given to a cat, which has not been hunting. So the Meru people are asking for their right. We are tired of this politics. In the last regime, we are complaining about Mau Mau roads. Merus and Mau Maus, they never got any roads here. There are no Mau Mau roads. This time round, they were trying to correct that, but we find ourselves in the same ditch. That it's like our car is parked by the roadside, and then we see other cars just passing by the road. We have said time has come for Meru to walk in the middle of the road. Time has come for Meru to be in the map like other communities in the country. Time has come for us to chart our own destiny as a community. We are giving President Ruto some benefit of doubt. We want to look at this situation. We want to analyze the underlying causes. We want to see the threats through Christmas and New Year. Next year, we are going to have a mega meeting of all the Meru leaders, of all from the church, from politics, from farmers, from teachers, and we ask ourselves, what is the curse of Meru? And then we address that curse. And it's very simple to say, the final decision, the final political decision of Meru people will be made after all these holidays next year, and after we have seen how we are being treated by the High Court next year.
Now, do you agree with Kiraitu Murungi? If you ask me, I agree with Kiraitu Murungi. Because if William Ruto had told them that they are Mount Kenya East, it is William Ruto who decided to give this pronouncement. We always know that there is Mount Kenya East or West and all that, but if there is a period when this was pronounced, it is during Ruto's camp. He wanted to divide the Meru, Embu, the Tharaka, and the Nithi away from the other Mount Kenya group. This has backfired. And William Ruto, in a bid to try, uniting this country, he is dividing this country even more. He is robbing Jack to enrich Tom. And this is something that we have seen the way people are reacting. Because when you want to unite a country, your cabinet should be the face of Kenya. We need to see, because I understand that it cannot be equal but equity. I understand that maybe we have 47, are we 53 tribes. You cannot, in a cabinet of maybe 15 or what, you cannot have all the tribes represented, but there should be equity. For example, if you want to appoint some people from Mount Kenya, and you're the person who has told them you have divided them into Mount Kenya West and Mount Kenya East, please pick some people from Mount Kenya East. There is no way he was going to pick Kabogo. He picked Mutahi Kagwe and Lee Kinyanjui. When you look at it, there is no Meru or an Embu there. Then there was that Murithi, and of course Kembi. And if you look at the appointment, if you look at all of them, there wasn't anyone from Mount Kenya East. If there is, maybe that Kembi. And Mount Kenya East is now saying, we will not sit back and watch William Ruto mess around with us. This is not the kind of unity that we need as a country. This was William Ruto's trick, trying to please and pacify Mount Kenya so that they can forget about Rigathi Gachagua. Little did he know that he was even driving more division, because for you to see Kiraitu Murungi, someone who had supported William Ruto, calling for a press conference and mentioning without mincing words that we are going to go for Christmas, and after that, next year we are going to call for a stakeholders meeting. It means they are enraged. It means they are not happy because they feel they are being taken for granted. They feel, William Ruto sees them as a very small community that cannot add or cannot change the political equation. And if you ask me, that is very true. What was the need of giving all those positions to Mount Kenya West? If we have to realistically, speak about this, because William Ruto, when you look at this very critically, I think he has himself to blame, because all these problems emanated from the day Rigathi was impeached. Now he dug a hole, and for him to fill that hole, you've realized that Rigathi Gachagua is a giant, because Rigathi was one person. But look at the trouble that William Ruto is going through, giving Uhuru Kenyatta many more cabinet secretaries just to try and equate it. So it means Rigathi Gachagua is one person, he's worth over 10 cabinet secretaries. He shot himself on the foot. And I think this serves him right, because you cannot tell Kenyans that you're uniting a country by picking the ODM brigade, going to Uhuru to give you some of his Jubilee brigade. That is not how we unite a country. When you want to unite a country, please give the nation a face that when they look, maybe there's one from Mount Kenya East, one from Mount Kenya West, one from Nyanza, one from Western. Just try to mix, and then don't go for this culture of recycling governors who have done their 2 terms. And you go for your closest allies, your friends and relatives. That is not how you unite this country. If you want to unite the country, go for Mama Mboga. We have got Mama Mbogas who can do it. Go for some youths. I personally don't agree with both Uhuru and Raila when they recycle leaders. And Meru is not boarding. It started with the followers, the Mama Mbogas and the hustlers. Now the leaders are coming up. They're saying we cannot. And if this pressure is going to continue, you can expect another cabinet reshuffle. And William Ruto is a man in trouble. He's not going to settle, because more people are going to come up. And I can assure you, Northeastern is going to come up and say, when the reshuffle was done, where is our man? You will hear Natembe has been making noise. He will say, now my DVD says that is number 3. Wetangula says he's number 3, because according to the Constitution, in the absence of the president and the deputy president, it is the Speaker of the National Assembly that takes over. Even in terms of hierarchy and pecking order, after the president and the deputy, you will see a cabinet secretary, the chief cabinet secretary, Mudavadi. Natembe is asking, that reshuffle was done. Where are our people? If you look at our numbers, we deserve better. The Kisses will tell you, yes, we also want Costarians will say we need. Now, this is going to be the song. And when William Ruto is pushed to a corner, you'll realize that he will do another reshuffle. Kenyans are waking up. And if William Ruto is not going to pick the bull by its horns to face the challenges that we are facing, the challenge is not going to the dynasties to give him people to appoint him to the cabinet. People want the Taifa Care, the SHA, to work so that when you go to the hospital, first of all, there are facilities. Doctors are well paid, medicine is there, and the SHA is working well so that we don't have people dying because you're still told, do this and that. People want the university funding model to work because even the courts had rejected it. People want to see the prices of basic commodities coming down. That is what people want, to lower the taxes. People want him to create an environment where businesses can thrive. You see, ask businessmen. Businesses are dying. People want him to create an environment where investors are coming to Kenya rather than fleeing away from the Kenyan borders. We do not want to hear William Ruto praising the president of Tanzania, Suluhu, for surpassing Kenya in terms of trade of goods and services. That is what people want. We want a situation where the country is free of tribalism. When you appoint someone into the cabinet, it doesn't matter. When the system is working, I can assure you that it will not matter who is in the cabinet position as long as things matter. William Ruto is pretending that he wants to unite the country, but he's still playing tribal politics. Look at how he appointed Murkomen. I want to agree with Kiraitu Murungi that William Ruto is looking down on the Merus. And not only the Merus, we have the minority group in this country. Politics must not just be revolving around the Kikuyus, the Luos, the Kalenjins, and I don't know, the Luyas. We have other smaller, ethnic groups in this country. They also matter because they pay taxes. And Kiraitu Murungi is already leading this protest. If you're not careful, you're going to see people on the street. And I know they're going to counter this by paying some border, the way they paid some border who went to Nyeri, and they were saying that we accept and we appreciate the appointment of Mutahi Kagwe. That is what they are going to do in Meru. But that will not change the anger that people have because we have a lot of promises. William Ruto is lying to people. People know all this. Until Ruto goes down to the very reasons why Kenyans are tired, this will continue. Gen Zs had made a clear picture and they gave William Ruto a blueprint of what they wanted William Ruto to do. William Ruto reneged on the promises by bringing in Raila, now is bringing in Uhuru. This is not solving the problems. And as long as the problems remain with us, more protests that will even lead to street protest will continue. And I don't know what to think, but that is my take.